I want to talk a little bit more about the TikTok aspect of the ritual that took place in the lead up to Donald Trump's inauguration and just in general in relationship to his second presidential term, which metaphorically is the second plane striking the second tower, leading to the controlled demolition of the United States of America. In the lead up to the ban that lasted about 12 hours in the United States of America, there was this meme that was going viral on TikTok where everyone was saying the phrase, "Since we are all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you." And each person who made a video along these lines would add their own spin to it, but it would start with the meme that was, "Since we're all gonna die." So understand what was transpiring there. There was all this collective angst and pent-up energy, anxiety surrounding the idea that people were not going to be able to access TikTok anymore. And the people who were anxious about this are severely addicted to the app. We're not just talking about all these fake influencers who are being paid to sway opinion or lead people astray in some way. We're talking about real addicts who, in their mind, cannot go without this app in their life. And of course, the algorithm, like they all are, is formulated to create that addiction. And that addiction is partly how they are going to fuse consciousness itself with the internet, right? This addiction to the technology in the form of the apps like this is how they get people initially sucked into the thing in a way that they cannot be pulled out. And we saw this in real time as people thought they were not going to be able to use TikTok anymore. But think about what this meme was putting into millions of people's minds as they were all scrolling TikTok in the lead up to the ban on Saturday night. Since we're all gonna die. Now that could mean individually in the future, or it could be metaphorical in relationship to the United States of America itself. And this would tie into that ritual that Donald Trump did following his Joe Rogan interview in Traverse City, where he did that Undertaker theme ritual that was kind of a symbolic funeral, where they played the Undertaker's theme music as he came out to give the speech. And this is kind of a similar thing going on where they're flooding the mind with this phrase as a form of subliminal NLP, since we're all gonna die. Metaphorically, the United States of America is going to die. Metaphorically, the old world order is going to die. Which is why Elon Musk, in that picture of him and Trump with X on his shoulders, captioned it New Order of the Ages, referring to this eclipse of the mind, in addition to just the eclipse in general of what a human being used to be. And this is a real thing, the addiction to TikTok. There was actually somebody in the United States of America who set fire to a congressman's office because they banned TikTok. This person was so out of their mind and upset about this that they set this person's office on fire. I believe it was in Wisconsin. Where it was is irrelevant. Just the fact that it was pushing people in this way shows you how addicted they are. So you have all of these eyes consuming this "since we're all gonna die" phrase, and then when TikTok is banned, they put something on the screen that says, "Hey, don't worry, we're in talks with Donald Trump to restore service eventually." So all that energy is transferred to hope for Donald Trump. You see, it's an energetic ritual that is siphoning from actual real people to power it. Since we're all gonna die plays directly into the Donald Trump ritual in terms of his role as the one who will eclipse, metaphorically speaking, the United States of America. But then, just in general, you have all of that energy that was palpable in the moment that is then transferred to Donald Trump as people go to TikTok and see that screen. And all their anxiety and pent-up energy is transferred to Trump in the lead up to his rally on the 19th and then his inauguration on the 20th. It's sort of powering the ritual in that way, launching his second term and associating it in a subconscious way with "since we're all gonna die." And it's even deeper than that, too, because you have the name TikTok, which is referring to time, which then associates the idea of since we're all gonna die with the end of time. And you can see that in all of the propaganda surrounding Donald Trump, where he has this association to the end of the world or the end of time. This is very clear in the movie that was made about him, Donnie Darko. The Dark O, the eclipse, and the end of the world. "28 years between 1988 and 2016. 1988 is the year of the plot in the movie, and 2016 is the year that he is first elected president. That first plane flying into the first tower as the personification of 9/11, the invisible dark matter, quote unquote, twin towers in the collective mind that represents the controlled demolition of the United States of America, which is the empire that represents the current world order. In that way, it's kind of giving this idea of the end of time, the end of the world. Tick-tock. Tick-tock is banned. Time is over. Time has run out. And obviously, severance was tied into that ritual as well, right? You're severing the mind, sending it from one place into another, creating a new reality that will transfer the mind from one place into another. And the mind, when it gets there, will have no idea where it actually truly exists in the natural biological world, right? It goes from that natural biological world into a new reality. And it is so accepting of that via the propaganda that it doesn't even remember where it came from at a certain point. Contact is lost. And then, as I was getting into in the last video, in terms of the New Jerusalem and the Golden Age, he's the bridge of time from one spot into another. So, tick-tock, since we are all about to die, or the time bridge that Donald Trump represents from the old world into the new world, the end of the world as we know it, and the bridge into the new world. Donald Trump extends the life of time itself. He extends the life, metaphorically speaking, of TikTok. He's the bridge between the two worlds. At least that's what they're showing us symbolically and metaphorically through this sequence of propaganda that transpired in the lead up to his inauguration. There's a dual meaning there, right? It's referring to both us and what we used to be, and also the United States of America and what it used to be. That is all dying, and he is the bridge into something new. And all of the energy surrounding this TikTok ritual charged that idea subconsciously in the mind, making him more effective in everything that they're going to try to do through him, in the first few days that he was in office. By participating in absorbing all of this information on the internet, we are participating in the ritual, at least those of us who don't know this is going on, giving our energy to it and powering the manifestation of this thing via our thoughts and the siphoning of our energy.